Jason Binder with North Fulton Serves. This is a podcast where we tell stories from individuals and organizations that are serving their communities and hopefully impassion others to get involved. With me today, I have Lisa Shippel of Lisa Shippel Law and the current chairwoman of the Alpharetta Chamber. Thank you very much, Lisa, for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so pleased to be here today.
Well, great. So before we get on the chamber, tell me a little bit about yourself and your law practice and what you do.
Sure. So I have I'm a solo practitioner. I have a firm here in Alpharetta. I practice in the areas of real estate, both commercial, residential, and I do estate planning and I help people start new businesses. And I also live in Alpharetta.
Great.
And I've been here working and living for 25 years now.
Now, what area of Alpharetta do you live in?
Well, I live right downtown. Well, not near city center, but more across from Avalon.
That still counts as downtown.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it? Everything that's popping up and
I am. I'm enjoying being close to everything and not having to commute anywhere.
Oh, that's great.
My office is just a mile from my house, so it makes things relatively easy for
So you
me.
walk that every day?
No, because sometimes I have to go to the bank or to get lunch.
I know.
I wish I could.
But it is a lot more walkable, and it is nice having everything.
Oh, for
close
sure.
to.
For sure.
Well, good. So tell me a little bit more about the Alpharetta Chamber. And the reason why I wanted to bring you in today was to look at it from people that maybe haven't been introduced about the chamber or reading all the articles about what's going on at the chamber, the events, and they just like, what is this organization?
Sure. I'm happy to tell you everything you want to know about the chamber and probably more than you wanted to know. I became involved in the chamber just a few years ago. I was not around at the inception, which was, we're going on our 6th year now. And so I've probably been a member of the chamber for about 4 years. And I gradually stepped up from the regular board of directors to the executive board. Now I'm the chairperson. And at first I got involved in the chamber basically because other business owners told me that's what I needed to do. And I blindly went along with it. And now that I'm a part of it, I see all the benefits, not just for businesses, but for the community. And that's why I've taken a more active role.
Yeah. Now, is your business, do you deal more with individuals and families or B2B as far as the law?
Basically individuals.
Yeah.
Individuals. I mean, there's or small businesses that do big things most of the time, I guess. And the chamber's been wonderful for my business, but that's not really why I'm involved in the chamber.
I think we're probably very similar in that because when I joined, I was a financial advisor. And so working with a lot of individuals, but it was nice to be with groups, just networking, learning more about what others are doing, and being part of that camaraderie.
Sure. And I'm the kind of person, I like to put people together.
Yeah.
Right. So if you know someone who has a need and this person has a different need, I like to say, oh, do you know so-and-so? I'm going to introduce you to so-and-so and make them make either their business flow better or their personal life work better. That's just what I like to do. I like to get people knowing each other. And
I like how you do it in an organic way as opposed to saying, okay, let's have our networking class and then just pair up people there. But that's really the true value in people like you and in the chambers, what they can.
Correct. We do a lot of different activities. You don't have to go to networking activities. There are other things that you can do as a member of the chamber. And you can even go to these either meetings or activities as a non-member. You always have that option to come see what the chamber is about or to get the information that's provided to all the chamber members, even without being a member.
Okay, great. So some of the events that we're having, learning resources, what's there for new businesses or business to help improve their business?
Sure. So right now, starting this year, we're having a lunch and learn called Choose to Succeed. So every month we're going to have a separate topic on different things that should be beneficial to business owners or their employees, whether it's how the chamber has an option for you to get health insurance for your small business, or how to do a better social networking plan for your business. Those are all monthly activities where we have a speaker come in around a lunch setting.
So I joined. I was part of the board when it first started,
Okay.
and that was the Lunch and Learn program was
Oh,
my
nice.
what I enjoyed doing and getting kicked off and started. And it was always fun because you got the speaker, and then you're like, okay, I hope people come.
Exactly, exactly. And we used to be like that. I hope people come. I hope people realize what an important speaker this is or what the value is. And lately, it seems that we're getting wonderful turnouts for all the events, even better than expected. And so I'm just energized because I feel like we're on this wonderful upswing in involvement. And what, when the chamber's involved and when people are involved in the chamber, then it just trickles out into community events as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that because I think I do want to talk about how it's evolved over the 5 or 6 years that it is now, but it does seem like it's seamless where people are starting to just know that these are the events and these are the people that I want to hang around with and learn from. So you guys have a lot of fun.
You say that like we're the cool kids or something.
You are so, a lot of good friends like my Rotary Club are in there. So I had dinner with Casey Robinson right before we went to the Public Safety Citizens Academy last night. And then Alex Paul saw him this afternoon, and so I made sure to get all kinds of questions. So those are coming later. But no, but they I told them I was going to have a podcast with you, and everyone just seems to really enjoy themselves with the chamber.
We do. It's what I have met so many new people in the chamber that I didn't know. Years ago when I started practicing law in Alpharetta, first of all, you knew every single attorney that worked here.
Yep.
You knew all of the mom and pop shops. They were, handed down from family to family, and everybody knew who was who. And now it's exploded in Alpharetta, and you can't necessarily know not only all of the new businesses that are opening up, but who owns these businesses, who runs these businesses, why are they opening up in Alpharetta? And when you get to know the people at these different events from the chamber, we not only get to know each other and network with each other, but we're becoming friends with each other. It's not just about our businesses. It's about how can I help you or just want to hang out with you as a person, right?
Yep. And so what's the makeup of Alpharetta Chamber as far as business size, types?
I will say that predominantly it's more of a small business membership right now. That is not that's not where we want to keep it. We want to be able to offer things to businesses of all sizes. But when the chamber started years back, it started because there was a need for the small business owner to network with one another. And we've just evolved over time. And Alpharetta has evolved completely over the past 6 years. So while it is a lot of small businesses, also Wellstar's a member. We have a lot of bigger businesses, Renaissance Bank. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head, but it's not just your mom and pop shop. It's everyone. And really, you need a variety of business sizes and types to make it work.
That's right.
To make it be beneficial for everyone, there's got to be all sorts of members involved.
So you've spoken a little bit about it, but the past 5 years. So what have you seen during the 3 years that you've had it, how it's changed and evolved? And
so I guess it's a lot of hands-on from the volunteers, and it's always been that way.
Yep.
It's the whole board is they're all local business owners or employees for larger businesses, and we all volunteer our time at the chamber. But last February, we finally hired a CEO.
Okay.
So Nancy joined us as CEO of the chamber, and she had chamber experience, which was wonderful because she brought, the operations side to it, and a lot of us volunteers were getting exhausted.
Was that a condition of you taking on the chair? You're like, okay, we got to hire a president.
Well, and specifically Nancy, because she was here before I agreed to be chairwoman for this year.
Smart move.
And I said to her, listen, as long as you're going to stay next year, then I'm okay with being the chairperson. But if you're leaving, you tell me now because I'm not going to accept.
I can understand. Well, so your chair started in January?
January.
Okay, so it's a
Yes.
calendar year.
Yes.
And anytime we take leadership positions, I think it's like, okay, I got to work on what's already been done and what's expected.
Correct.
And then you would like to leave your mark on something and bring something forward.
Correct.
What are the things that you're hoping to accomplish in your year?
So I think we've had success over the past 5 years, but things weren't as organized maybe as they needed to be. So
I can attest to that as an inaugural board member. We ran a little fast and loose trying to get everything going, but yeah.
And it looked good on the outside. So you guys,
it was good on the inside, but yeah, everybody was rowing at the same time and trying to get it going.
Exactly.
But it's moved on to the internal processes you were saying.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a very structural person, organized person. So I'm trying to help with that, bring in committees that know their responsibility, know their job, and so that the same person isn't having to work on 5 different committees, right? Know your role, know your job, stick with it, and be successful this year. And we've started some new committees this year, which is wonderful because they're not just business-oriented committees, but we have an education and technology committee. So hopefully we can start doing some work with the local schools, getting their students involved in local businesses and vice versa. Technology, we're trying to do some outreach with our 700 plus tech companies. And actually this year we're having Women Who Walk the Walk. Karen Cashin's going to be our featured speaker.
Oh, great.
In April. It's actually April 16th at Golf Club of Georgia. She's going to be speaking as the CEO of Tech Alpharetta. And what else? Oh, and we also started a nonprofit committee. And I don't know if that's really what we're calling it, but we do have a lot of nonprofits as members of the chamber. And so we wanted to have some sort of organization within our own structure of either how we're going to help benefit the nonprofits, get them involved in the community, have businesses realize the value added to their business when they support nonprofits as well. So those things are all in the works for this year. And my real goal is really just to grow the chamber and have it run smoothly so that not everyone's rowing so hard in the future.
Can we talk a little bit more about that tech and education committee?
Sure.
I thought that was pretty neat because we talked before in the past about how are you giving, how's the chamber giving back? And I thought that was pretty unique on what you're talking about doing with the students within the education committee.
Correct. So, it's all in its infantile stages, right? So we're just starting to brainstorm and come up with ideas. But, my thing over the years is I've wanted somehow to put in a mentorship program or I don't even know if it's teaching classes to these kids on how to put together a resume or how to have an interview. There's, Alpharetta High School is our only public school in Alpharetta, but there's lots of other high schools in the area and private schools. And some of the private schools are members of the chamber. So we're just figuring out how we can work to teach the kids about business. But also, I've always had students working in my office, and it's so refreshing to have a young person in your business and see things through their perspective. It really is a benefit that a lot of people don't realize, that if they can get a student in their office, they'll be teaching the student, but the student will also be teaching them a lot about how they see things.
Probably especially on marketing and distribution to clients. So when they say, okay, let's not use the Evite this time, maybe we go with Facebook, or they even tease now about Facebook and the text messaging.
The funny thing for me is, still in the legal profession, there are things that have to be typed on a typewriter.
Really?
Yes, like random. Like once every few months, I have something that has to go on a typewriter.
How about the fax? Do you still have to keep the fax
machine? Well, we have e-fax.
Okay.
So people do fax, and yes, I get faxes every day.
Yeah.
And but they come through to my computer. But
so you don't have to hear the modem going?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's funny telling a 17-year-old that she's got to type, and she's never even seen a typewriter before.
She hadn't taken typing class or anything, though.
They take keyboarding on a computer.
Oh.
They don't know about the IBM Selectric from the 70s and 80s.
No, I did think that was a neat way that y'all were finding a unique way to give back, because a lot of our
Hmm.
organizations, our business organizations, they do a very good job of giving back in certain ways, whether it's
Hmm.
through community events,
Hmm.
whether through maybe some of the bigger ones, they have great scholarship programs.
Right.
And Alpharetta Chambers is starting to find its niche of, okay, how are we going to give back to the community and learn? And I think for the kids, any way you can get them real world experience, A,
Hmm.
shows them how they're supposed to act in the real world. B, it gives them an opportunity to help teach on their end of what they know. And then C, I think it helps give the way they can say, okay, maybe I don't want to be a veterinarian. I'd rather do this. So it's a good, or maybe I do love this more where I didn't think I would, this
It's
profession.
so funny. I talk about that all the time with the teachers at the local high schools because they're kids who are looking for, the part-time jobs for their tag program or their co-op. They all want to be lawyers or doctors, right? And the teachers can't always find them jobs in law firms or doctors' offices. And I try to explain to you gotta sell it differently.
Yeah.
I tell them they got to go work here so they know this is definitely not what they want to do. They'll say, "Oh, I want to be a criminal attorney, but I can only work for Lisa," and they're all upset about it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how do you even know at 16 or 17 what type of attorney that you even want to be an attorney or what type of attorney you want to be? It's always good to get that experience to know what you don't want to do
Yep.
in the future also.
And it's always good to learn at least best practices or experiences from those different
Or this could
jobs
be
that
my
you're learning. You're like,
fallback.
this could be my fallback, or at least I could take this from this. Yeah. So no, I think that's great, and looking forward to hearing more about that. Is that you think that'll come online in this year or so?
Yeah, I think the first thing we're looking to do from the education committee we just met, it was this week. We're thinking about doing some sort of video competition scholarship for local students to come up with helping us with some marketing and having a scholarship tied to it for them. It's great. It's great for the kids to have these types of things that they compete in to put on their resume when they're applying to universities. Say, hey, I won this
Yeah.
marketing competition in my city. It's beneficial both ways.
Exactly. Well,
So,
good. No, I
yeah.
thought that was very, very good to hear. So we've talked about a few of the events. Give me the next 3 or 4, or what
Sure.
cannot be missed.
Okay. So we have every month, third Wednesday of the month, we have Wind Down Wednesday.
Okay.
That is basically networking. You can call it networking, but it's really more of we go and hang out and have a good time.
That's the Instagram pictures look like it's more hanging out and having a good time.
We do. We do. You pay a fee, a very small fee. There's appetizers. You get a drink. You mix and mingle. There's usually anywhere between 50, 60 plus people on any given Wednesday, and that's the third Wednesday. What else? Oh, this is something that's kind of new. We did one right before the holidays this year, but it's called Sip, Shop, and Stroll.
Sip. That's like a
See,
Dr. Seuss book for me.
I'm lisping, and it's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But it's basically a way to showcase our downtown merchants down at City Center and around that area. This one's going to be April 25th, so before Mother's Day. And each participant, they'll be advertising for their location. There will be, little giveaways here and there. And and usually there's wine involved.
That's
the sip.
Sip, shop, and stroll.
Right.
We did it.
And it was a huge success. I mean, we hardly had any planning when we did the one back in December, but there were, between 200 and 300 people that came out. We had a little scavenger hunt competition, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of good business brought to the downtown area because of it.
And that's both, so the entire downtown, or
not just City Center, but it went all
East
the way
and the
from
West Side.
It went like from Fermented all the way down to Core 57.
Yeah.
And everything in between.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll have to make sure we got crossing guards for y'all.
Oh, thank you. I can't go without telling you about, or else Casey and Alex will get mad at me. We have golf networking that starts April 3rd, I believe.
Okay.
And that is going to be at different golf course locations. Basically, it's I think it's like 25 different people. They meet weekly or bi-weekly, and they play 9 holes. And
Okay.
they network, hang out. You're always playing with different people. There are different giveaways each week, and also in the golf arena, we're having what do you call it? A golf tournament.
The golf tournament.
Exactly, on May 7th. And that's going to be at the Manor Country Club. So it's
Okay.
going to be a really nice golf course, I hear. The Manor, I've been out there. They put on a really good product. They have a nice clubhouse, and a lot of our members are looking forward to playing there. And again, you don't have to be a member to come and join any of these events. You can check out the chamber just by signing up for the golf tournament.
So the golf networking event too,
Golf networking, I believe you have to be a member just because it's always sold out.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely one of those things that's worth the price of being a chamber member. It seems like that
Correct.
everybody really enjoys.
Correct. That's always, people sign up quickly for that. And in fact, I think this year we might be doing a tandem golf networking where we'll have the first 10 weeks and then maybe 10 weeks after
Okay.
it. So different people doing it, different sessions.
Are you a golfer?
No. I started playing golf. Both my kids played golf. They both played golf at Alpharetta High School. I played golf. I tried a little bit before I got pregnant 23 years ago.
Yep.
And then as soon as I had kids, I gave it up.
I that's on my list of things that I want to spend time doing and just haven't found the time yet. But I heard the golf networking, you don't have to be a very good golfer to join.
That is correct.
So,
I hear there are some good golfers, but you don't have to be good. And it's really more about just having a good time.
they keep telling me that, but I don't want to bring down the bar even more. So by me joining on it, but it does seem like a great time.
It's funny. So we also have an annual clay shoot.
Yeah.
And that's in the fall.
Are you joining that?
Well, that's funny. You say you don't play golf, but you're going to go to the golf networking. I've never shot, but I'm going to go to the clay shoot.
I think they're going to have to get you out there maybe a couple times.
I think I'm going to have to practice a little bit first. Otherwise, it could be very scary.
That's right. That's right. No, that one's always been good too. So it's just neat to see how y'all have grown, how you're taking over as the chair, and I've been very impressed.
Thank you.
It's just I enjoyed my time working there on the board, and just always glad to see that it's been growing and that each chairperson makes it their own by adding things.
Correct. And we have just a great group of directors and employees. And, we have Tina who's doing marketing for the chamber. She's also an employee. And it's just nice because if everyone can, chip in a little bit here and there, basically we get this great chamber that gives back to the community. It helps improve the community for sure. And it's a great resource for new businesses, old businesses, and even, just residents. You need someone to do this for you. You need someone to do that for you. Just go to the chamber website.
That directory is a good resource.
And pull up who's our chamber members, and let's use our local businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know the downtown businesses were real happy with your sip, shop, and stroll. I'm getting better with that. But so you've been helping grow our business as well. So if anybody's looking to find more information, either as a potential member or see that directory, where would they find you?
So they can just go to alpharettachamber.com. We've got our calendar with all the events. You just click on a date, see what there is. It's listed by signature events, regular events. We also have a monthly orientation.
Okay.
So you don't have to be a member or even interested, but it's at City Hall.
Okay.
And every other month, sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the evening, depending on everyone's schedule when they can get there. Our schedule, it flip-flops, but I know some people can't get there in the morning. Some people can't get there in the afternoon. And basically, it just tells you all about the chamber and all about Alpharetta in general.
Great. And For the social media, for Facebook and Instagram, how do they find you?
Just look up Alpharetta Chamber and you will find us.
At Alpharetta Chamber.
Oh, yeah, that's Twitter, isn't it? No, I'm kidding with you.
So with that, thank you very much, Lisa, for joining me today.
Pleasure.
I hope this helps and gets more information out there and all the great things that you all are doing.
It was a lot of fun doing this. And anything you need to know about the Chamber, just let me know.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to North Fulton Serves. Be sure to tune in every Friday for a new episode anywhere you listen to podcasts. Be sure to rate the show and look for us on YouTube. You can follow me at Jason Binder on Facebook and Instagram, also jasonbinder.com. And thanks again for listening.